And it's kind of it because I have two ideas on this. This is so the first one of like this idea that when we say work life balance, this is pushing that you cannot have work be your life. And as like if you're starting a company or a startup, like any project that you do that you really care about, it becomes your life. Like at this point, I like my thoughts are just like all about like Clips AI, like either like what's going on, like what can I do to become better, like literally dreaming about like waking up with solutions of like I had this problem yesterday, I woke up this morning and I have a solution to the problem. It's just like consumed everything, but that's like it's a part of the obsession of like if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do something to be the best at it and be like the best in the world. Like that's what I try to aim for, and that's like what we try to hire for. And so but I think like, it's like you said, it's that it depends on the person you are. If you're a type of person that like if you get into something and you find work that you find to just be like super meaningful and enjoyable, and like you are just the type that wants to pour all your energy into it, like work-life balance is like, it's just a bad term. It's just like balance. Like, do you just feel like you find fulfillment in it all, but also make sure that, you know, you're taking care of your health and you're also taking care of like the people that matter in your life. And like, you're still being there for them because you can do all three of those things, but you have to sacrifice all the other stuff that does not matter to it. So that's the one aspect of it. I also think work-life balance I think the idea that most people think of work-life balance is kind of short-term, in my opinion, in the sense that, oh, I do my 8 hours and then I have the rest of the day to do what I want. I look at it very differently because if you kind of go with that approach, if I do my 8 hours and I, you know, get to do whatever I want for the rest of the day, you're going to be doing that same thing for 60 years if you're trying to like retire and just, so if you're just keeping the typical 9 to 5, you're going to do that for 60 years or whatever. But if you think of it from a long-term perspective of like, and I'm fortunate enough to have started earlier thinking about this at like just 20 is like, hey, if I just bust my ass for the first 10 years, the first 5 to 10 years of my life and just like work really, really hard, save up money, or just like take big risk that could lead to a big outcome, then I can have the rest of my life to do something different. Like I can start to choose how I want to live or choose what I work on. So my days aren't always the same. My years aren't always the same. My decades aren't the same. I have more optionality in the future, but it's like, so in this early stage, it's just work. And I don't have kids. I don't have bills. I don't have responsibilities. I just have a debt to pay off and I'll be able to pay it off. And so it's like, yeah, like why not look at it that way? So I have kind of two perspectives that I guess they go hand in hand. Like in my 20s, like work is my life. But I bet like once I have kids, there will be a different separation of like, there's my life of family life, but there's also my life of work that is still meaningful.